Brian Fritz here with NXT superstar Finn Balor, Radio Row for WrestleMania 31. First experience for you. How do you like it so far?
Unbelievable. I've never been to a WrestleMania before. I'm only in WWE 6 months. Been here at Access, part of the WrestleMania team. Just unbelievable. Mind's blown.
Yeah, I know you've been wrestling for years now, but what's the experience like for WWE so far? I mean, has it been overwhelming or has it been comfortable in transitioning to that?
Well, I'll be honest. I had a very comfortable life before I came here. And I was very on the fence about whether I was making the right decision. I was very apprehensive about the move to WWE and whether I was, doing the right thing. I'd established, a very, good career in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I had a good life on the independent scene as well.
Right.
I was very happy, and there's always that question of, should I do it, should I not? And I didn't want to be kind of looking back 40 years old going, what if I'd have done this, what if I'd have done that? But I can safely say, 6 months down the line, hands down best decision I've ever made. I'm just blown away, like top to bottom. Not only the wrestling, but the way the company's treated me when I came in. From production crew, camera crews, backstage crews, everyone's just been unbelievable. So the whole team, top to bottom's, I'm overwhelmed here.
It's funny you were talking about the apprehension about doing that, because I know that there's been some diehard fans of yours. They're wondering, I don't know how he's going to be there, because we see what he is in New Japan. We see what he's been, and it's been so spectacular. Can that continue on the stage?
Yeah. That was another thing that kind of fueled the apprehension or fueled the fears that I had coming here. You won't be allowed to do this, you won't be allowed to do that. They won't let you do that. You can't do this, can't do that. But I came in here, walked in the door. I said to Road Dogg, I said, "Have you any advice?" He said, "You just be you." And from day one, they've let me be me, and they've helped me be me better than I could have been by myself. And hats off to the whole team. It's been an amazing journey so far, and I'm excited about. I'm only in the door 6 months, and hopefully another 12 months down the line, WrestleMania 32, and I'll be part of the team there.
Yeah, because I think one of the things that people see from you is just the creative aspect as well. Is that continued to the way that you like it here?
Absolutely, as well? And it's not only. Before it was 100% me. It was just me coming up with things, drawing them up, whatever. And it was all on me. Here, there's a whole creative team. There's producers. There's stage hands and engineers helping you with everything. From your entrance to the way you look, the way you appear on the TV. So there's so many other people helping me. With what I'm doing now. It's just it's unbelievable. It's humbling, and it's a huge learning experience. And trying to adapt to the way things are done here, and different camera angles, and the emphasis on TV work. It's a great learning experience.
Yeah, and I thought it was great the way you debuted, just right after one of the live specials, I believe. And next thing you know, you come out, see the previous name, and next thing you know, it flips over, and it's
and that was one of the kind of a real surreal moment for me, in my career, because I'm standing behind the stage, and you're kind of a little bit nervous about will the people know who I am, and you kind of don't realize the reach that wrestling has around the world, and how close knit the wrestling community is. And what wasn't shown on TV was that they actually on the big screen at Full Sail University flashed up Prince Devitt. Right, and the crowd reacted, and I got goosebumps, and I think a couple of people behind the curtain turned around and were like, "Oh my God, wow!" They actually know who he is, And I walked out. Of course, they flipped it down to Finn Balor, but that was a real kind of coming of age moment for me. That was it signified that's 14 years, that's in the past, and then you walk out that curtain, now you're Finn Balor, and it's kind of a new beginning, and that was a moment that I'll never forget.
Was it hard to give up the name?
At the time it was, obviously it's hard to give up anything that you've attached yourself so dearly to, that you've so many memories with, and to change to something new, obviously it's going to be difficult, because you've no kind of memory to attach. Before I walked out as Finn Balor didn't exist. Right. So how could I feel anything for it? But now I'm totally attached to it. That's who I am. Yeah. So obviously I've created that over the last 6 months, and hopefully I can create it for many years to come. Yeah.
How did that name come about?
We were mixing around a couple of the names. We wanted something that translated in Gaelic to something like dark or demonic, or kind of like a ghost or a demon. And the Balor is a one-eyed demon king from Celtic mythology. So that's how we came with that. And then Finn was the first name of Finn McCool, who was actually who was an Irish hero, similar to like a Robin Hood kind of style. But what's very interesting is in the mythology, the Balor and Finn McCool actually battled each other. So, which is a little known fact. So it's kind of like a split personality, split the name, good versus evil. So so that's also another to kind of polish it up a little bit is my dad's name's Finton, and everyone calls him Finn. So it was
nice.
that was a nice little tribute as well.
Do you remember some of the other names that were bandied around?
Yeah, there was we came up with a couple of names. It was like Danny Best. They were just very generic, bland names, and I think I'd had Rue as opposed to Finn, and but again, it's all just scrap paper now. Like they weren't meant to be. Finn was what it was meant to be, Finn Balor, and that's what it is now, and that's what it will be for hopefully a long time.
I think one of the crazy things too is just the reaction that you get from audiences, especially when the big entrance comes out. Yeah. How do you pick and choose between when that's going to happen?
Well, the thing is with the paint is that it helps me kind of channel a darker side of myself and my own personality. A lot of people kind of accuse me of being too nonchalant and too laid back about things, and maybe sometimes I am guilty of that. So when the paint goes on, it's business time, and obviously you can't use it all the time because the effects will start to wear off. So that's something I have to use sparingly, and I think I've got a good balance right now. So long may that continue. Maybe. I believe we're in San Jose tonight, live event, 10 p.m. at the University of San Jose. So perhaps Finn Balor versus Adrian Neville, we'll see some war paint.
It'd be pretty nice
to
see that. So, what's it like the balance? Because you talk about kind of a low-key, nonchalant guy, and so many people think, when you're in this business, you're always going to be bigger than life, and you're going to be, just kind of this character. Mm-hmm. And there's a different side to it. I mean, how does that work for you, and especially when balancing your life?
Well, this is something that I'm kind of having to adjust to more. When I talk about my previous life in Japan, obviously I'd go to wrestle in Japan, but I'd still go home to Ireland, Yeah. And there was no sort of Japanese wrestling outlet in Ireland, so like nobody really knew what I was doing. Like even my best friends or my brothers and sister, they'd be like, so what did you do last week? I just had a couple matches, and okay, do you want to go for dinner or whatever? So like it wasn't really spoken of, and there was no kind of celebrity, there was no people recognizing you on the street and all, and I was able to lead that double life very well, and just go home and be an almond, just blend into the background or whatever. Nobody would recognise me, which I really enjoyed. Obviously, coming here, I've kind of given up that, and that's takes a little bit of adjusting too. People, you're in the public eye a lot more now, but it's all part of being a WWE superstar, and that's just a small sacrifice for the amount of fun I get to have in the ring, and doing entrances and being here at Access, and it's amazing.
Has living in the U.S. been a culture shock?
A little bit, obviously 8 years in Japan doesn't get any crazier than that. There are certain things I've had to get used to. I've actually learned to drive in the United States. I never never drove a car before. No, obviously when I was younger I couldn't afford it. Straight up, and then when I was 18, 19, I was investing all my money in wrestling training and whatever, and then pretty much like from the age of 20 I was traveling, and it wasn't an option to have a car like when you're traveling around so much. So I've sank me roots in down in Orlando and got myself a little car and got me past my driver's test. And
nice.
Yeah, I'm getting to terms with that. The drivers are a little wacky down in Orlando.
Can be sometimes.
Yeah, I wear my seatbelt, so I'll be
stay
safe.
away from I-4 if you can at all times. So, living in Japan, did you just have like an apartment over there?
I lived at the company.
The company stuff. Okay.
Company place.
I was going to say, obviously, it could be notorious for the amount of small space people sometimes live in over there.
Yeah.
And then you come over here, and it's just like Wow.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, there's a lot of space here in the States, you know, and even like the separation between store and store, and you guys got like crazy strip malls and like huge malls. Like we don't have any of that stuff. Like in Ireland, I can wake up and like I can walk to the beach, I can walk to the main street, I can walk to the grocery store, and here it's car 30 minutes this way, 30 minutes that way, but it's all irrelevant. I'm here to work, and NXT is taking off. We're growing the product, it's becoming its own brand, and I'm very, very excited to see what it becomes in the future.
You ready to tour, ready to go on the road?
I'm itching to go on the road. I've been on the road for about 10 years, and nothing against Orlando, but I was getting a little bit cabin fever down there, a little bit road sick. So I was on the road there last week. We went to, obviously we were in California, but I was in Los Angeles, Ontario, and Anaheim. Had a great time. Then we flew up here to San Jose, been here for a couple of days. I think we head off on the road now again on Monday, so it's just whirlwind. To top it off, I'm on the UK tour, UK and Europe tour, so I'll be going home to Dublin. April 9th, that is. Be making a big return to Dublin. It's quite surreal, because it's the same building that I used to go watch WWF at the time. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Undertaker would all be there. And of course now, a couple of years later, Finn Balor walks out in the same arena, so it's just life's a dream. Yeah,
especially because you've been such a lifelong fan, and now you're working here in this company with WrestleMania coming up on Sunday. What in particular stands out that you're looking forward to seeing?
Are you surprised to hear that I'm excited for Undertaker's entrance?
I am too.
I'm excited for that entrance. I'm excited for Brock's match. Ladder match will be bonkers. Seth and Orton, that's classic. So I'm excited just for the whole spectacle.
Can you sit still while watching a show, especially something like this big, knowing like this is what I want and I feel like I'm so close and when I get on that stage?
It's actually a little bit frustrating for me to watch any wrestling at the moment, because I just want to be involved in everything. I can't go to a small local show and not want to get in the ring. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like on Sunday, like sitting there, a couple of meters from the ring, going 12 months time, hopefully that'll be me in there.
We can't just have smaller shows with Finn Balor run-ins everywhere. What just happened?
Well, maybe to be a Finn Balor run-in at WrestleMania, who knows?
Maybe, you know. Last thing, when it comes to, you're itching to get out there and we see so many different talents, is there anybody in particular, or a couple of guys that you can't wait to get in the ring with, if you have that opportunity?
Let me see. I've never faced Sami Zayn in one-on-one competition.
Well, you still got that for NXT,
I've still got that for NXT, or perhaps main roster, or whatever, And of course that main roster thing's been thrown around there, but a lot of us at NXT believe that we are the main roster now. We're definitely the place to be, and it's something that's, I think it's going to outgrow itself, and it's going to start touring around, by itself in its own entity.
What is the competition like between NXT and WWE right now?
It's not so much a competition of us versus them. It's more, I find the feeling in NXT, all we're thinking about is us, and this is us and who we are, and you can like it or lump it, but this is who we are, this is what we do, and for the people that have seen it so far, they like it for the most part, and hopefully that can continue to grow. We certainly feel that we're kind of leading kind of a renaissance period in the business, and we want to create what's something sustainable that fans can attach to, and cling to in the future, and an alternative brand, maybe competition perhaps, but NXT is definitely something special, something that can stand alone by itself and compete with anyone in the world.
It absolutely is, and I think one of the things that fans like about it so much is just kind of the freedom that people think we see when it comes to that. Not only because it's a little bit of a throwback in that it's a little bit simpler and the focus is a little bit more on the ring, and that's so great, especially for people that don't have as much experience or people that are just waiting to go up to the next roster or go into the main roster. Just be able to see it play out like that, and with the amount of talent there right now is incredible. The depth of talent in NXT right now is phenomenal. You've got Adrian Neville, best high flyer in the world.
Kevin Owens, no matter what you say about him, one of the best in the world. You got Sami Zayn, you know, I've already spoke about him, incredible performer. Tag team divisions, you got Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, like incredible technicians, incredible. Don't get enough recognition. You got Big Enzo, or Big Cass and Enzo Amore, like unbelievable. Like got the charisma, got the, you know, got the promos, got the dancing, they got everything.
You got Hideo.
Yeah, you got Hideo, you know, strong style, you know, one of my closest friends. You know, so top to bottom, you got some up and comers as well. You got Hugo Knox who's gonna come through. I think he's gonna make a big splash this year.
Yeah.
You got Baron Corbin there too. You know, he's kind of one of the mainstays. You know, just so many guys.
There's been some rumors about maybe Samoa Joe.
You know, if we could get Samoa Joe involved in the team, that'd be a real like winning signing for us. You know,
you're tight with Hideo. Has he thrown it at you yet? Like, hey, I'm the one that's going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I've got a show at Mania.
Well,
I've got a match.
Well, I don't know if anyone was paying attention or when this airs, but we actually had the tournament last night, and it came down to the final, myself and Hideo. And I'm happy to say, because he's my friend, that Hideo won. And Hideo's going to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and you know, I wish him all the best. But you know, albeit, you know, a little bit of healthy competition never hurt anyone, and I'm sure, you know, next week at NXT, you know, it'll be back. You know, swings and roundabouts. You win some, you lose some. So
I think that's one of the best things about NXT is not only because of the talent, but there's a healthy competition where everybody's pulling for one another, but everybody's trying to bring the best out of one another as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're all there with the same goal. We all just have that same kind of drive, that same passion, and we all just want to help NXT grow. And we're willing to do whatever it takes. And, you know, a lot of us have there's been a lot of kind of talk about this indie background, and, you know, a lot of us having this indie background, but there's a lot of guys that don't have that too, but yet we're all a team. And I think that comes down to Triple H and, like, the belief he's instilled in everyone down there, and, like, the confidence he's given everyone. And, you know, he's really created a great team environment that, you know, it hopefully, I believe it's shown on, and you can read it on TV, you know, and you can see it there on TV, and you know, long may it continue.
Yeah. You like the beer here in America?
The beer, yeah, I'm partial to an IPA every now and again, but I have to be careful. I have to watch my calories.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just, you know, one beer a week doesn't hurt anyone.
One beer a week? That's wow. Look at that. I like that. That's control.
Yeah. You know, you got to remain in control.
It's a man that's focused, knows his goals, knows who he wants to get.
Yeah,
so.
I got 6 months for WrestleMania 32, or 12 months.
Well, you know, we never know. WrestleMania 31 is on Sunday.
31 and a half.
There you go. So, Finn, hey, thanks for the time, man. Keep up the great work.
Cheers. Thank you.